Hello and welcome to the second of tonight's Ghostly Tales. The second of tonight's Ghostly Tales comes once again from Burnhope. Now, near the chapel, there's the line which leads from Burnhope up to the top to Chapman's Well. This is a footpath, but years ago it used to be the rail track which used to link the pit in Burnhope down to Quaking Houses. Many people used to use this, and still do, as a walkway and a quick route from Burnhope to Quaking Houses. Now, years ago, there was two lads who'd been over to Stanley for the night, and they'd missed the last bus home and decided to come back down the line. As they were walking down, they were discussing about ghosts, and they said about the grey lady who is said to haunt the line. As they were walking down, they saw coming towards them a white figure. At first they thought, it must be somebody walking the dog or something like that, but carried on walking, and this figure carried on coming towards them. As they walked, they got a bit more and more scared as their minds started to race, thinking that was the grey lady coming for them. They walked further and further, and they could see this white figure coming towards them. At a certain point down the line, one of them decided to go another route, which would take him past the vicarage, which was a long way around to the route what he was going. The second one says, well, I'm going down there, it'll be somebody who's walking. So they carried on, said their goodbyes, and said they'll see each other at the chapel. And he carried on walking down. The second one saw his friend go through the woods and disappeared, and he'd start walking down. And as he did, this white figure was coming towards him. He was getting more and more scared, and he was thinking, sure, the maybe went the other way with his friend. But he persevered and carried on, getting more and more scared as this figure came closer and closer to him. He wasn't keen of meeting the white lady, but he carried on walking down, and eventually he met the figure what was coming towards him. Alas, it was not the grey lady. It was a sheet what had been stuck in the trees, and because they'd had a few to drink, they had not realised that the figure was not coming towards them, and they were going towards it. So the second lad decided he'd play a prank. He got the sheet from out the tree and put it on a branch, and then he went down further down the line to the chapel to wait for his friend, knowing his friend would take a lot longer to get there than he did. As he waited, he was looking up towards the church when he saw his friend coming down. And as his friend came down and went in the dip, this was when the second one saw his chance. He reached out the stick with the sheet on and started making moaning sounds like a ghost. This freaked the first lad, and he ran back from the way he came. The second lad, killing himself with laughter, dropped the sheet and just sort of went home. Now the next day, he went down to see where his friend was, and it turned out his friend hadn't come home all night. His friend had waited all night until it was light before he came home. Needless to say, for the next few days, neither spoke to each other because of the silly prank. But it just goes to show that sometimes what you see, what you may think is a ghost, it might just be a sheet in a tree. So just keep an eye out.